Hey there, how you doing? Charlie, well, I know how you're doing. We're doing pretty well. How you doing, Charlie? Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips and football tips for Saturday, the 18th of May. Well, I'm not re-recording that intro. So, as you're well aware, we've had another really profitable day, and it's going to end shortly. Do not start getting carried away. You may not even been following my tips. After this long in the doldrums, I fully expect this tipping line to be a lay line where people are just laying the horses that I give out. For anybody that is new to this channel, we've had a shocking, probably 2 months. The odd win here and there, but it's been dreadful. The recent upturn in form is, I don't know why, because I haven't changed how I pick them. They just seem to be running better, and boy, are they running better. So £13 on because I put 20 pence each way accumulator on just to make up to £13. It's unfortunate that the horse Stress Free didn't come place. Otherwise, we'd have got a placed accumulator and would have had a fantastic day. Or as Flat Cap Callum calls it, was it a Bahamas day? Anyway, so £13 on, and I think it was £139 back. So, if you can support the channel, I know I'm doing well, but if you can support the channel, there is a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. You're under no obligation, clearly. Well, clearly you know you're not under no obligation. So, what I've gone for is, I think it's 2 10 pence each way lucky 63s. Basically, what I've done is, that's right. I've gone for a 10 pence each way lucky 63. I've split them into 2, so it's 2 5 pence each way lucky 63s. One of them I've left the prices, one of them I've taken the prices, and then what I've done, I'm thinking that's not enough. I can't just have that on a Saturday. So I've actually flicked through the other cards, and I tell you what, I find them quite interesting because some of the angles are really interesting, but I'll get into that anyway. So basically, it's like, what is it? 12.60, £25.20 on. If you don't normally stake that much, split it in half if you can. Let's get into it. So the first selection is a non-runner. So, Tipsy Tiger. I've looked at the card. I can't really give you a replacement for that horse. What you might want to do is add a selection from the last Lucky 63. It's the big prize Lucky 63. So let me get on to an actual runner. So the first selection is A Day in Devon in the 225 at Newbury, paying 5 places instead of 3. The next selection is Darkness in the 240 at Newmarket, paying 5 places instead of 3. That's probably the each way nap of the day, or each way form nap of the day. The next selection is King's Gambit in the 3 o'clock at Newbury, paying 5 places instead of 3. This is actually a lot shorter than I thought it would have been. It's now touching, I believe, 4 to 1. I think it could get shorter, and it was progressing rapidly last year. If it's continued that over the winter, I think it could be very well handicapped. The next selection is Alto in the 3:15 at Newmarket, paying 4 places instead of 3. Right, this selection, Gisburn, is the next best of the form selections. So Gisburn at 10 to 1 in the 10 past 4 at Newbury, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse saw far too much daylight when I tipped it last time. Don't get wrong, it ran a cracking race, but it was running a bit of a solo, and it was like it wanted to be covered up. Well, I fully expect this horse to be covered up this time, and I expect a better run. And I think Richard Hannon has turned it out quickly because I think he's thinking along the same lines. It ran a cracking race last time with quite a lot of things against it, and I think it's due to run a good race. I can't remember if it's Ryan Moore booked again or if we've got William Buick on board. I can't remember, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters actually is probably Ryan Moore has never rode a winner for me. So, yeah. So that bet there, as you can see there, with the cash out, is literally the above horses where I've taken the prices. Right, probably the most interesting bet is this one now, where I've seen some right angles. So it's a 10 pence each way, lucky 63. I've taken the prices. The first selection is Diamond on the Hill at 14 to 1 in the 4.54 at Thirsk, paying 4 places instead of 3. Ran in this race last year, which originally I didn't realise, but it's a horse I used to back, and it used to like blast out in front and be hard to pass. Well, in quite a few of its races recently, it's actually been coming from behind. So I'm wondering, it does handle this course. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw it prominent and was a hard horse to actually get past on the day. Then again, even if it was held up towards the rear, I still think 14 to 1 is too big. So one of these horses, what I was saying is, you might want to where that Tipsy Tiger non-runner. You might want to include one of these if you do follow me, like bet for bet. So the next selection is Oriental Art at 11 to 1 in the 4.57 at Doncaster. I think this is the horse where there's currently 8 runners, and this will really test just how much my luck's in, because you're guaranteed a non-runner. It's been running on the all-weather, and I'm wondering, why is David Simcock taking this horse to Doncaster when he could quite easily run it on the all-weather again? It has got form on turf, and I think 11 to 1 is too big a price for a David Simcock horse that's been sent to Doncaster. The third selection is Dumfries at 33 to 1 in the 5.30 at York. What am I talking? In the 5.30 at Thirsk, paying 5 places instead of 4. This horse ran like an absolute nut job last time. It's always keen in its races, but it ran at Pontefract in, I think it was either soft or heavy ground, and basically was keen. It swerved. It did absolutely everything. Well, it's always done that, but I think this is now its 3rd run since leaving Marcus Tregonin. So I'm thinking, if you can get this horse a bit of cover on this on this easier track than Pontefract, it's not soft ground, it's not heavy, it's good, if not quicker at Thirsk. And I think I believe Ruth Carr had 2 runners in this race last year. She had a winner on the card last year as well. I think she always pops up at a decent price. It wouldn't surprise me if Dumfries could run a decent race if they can get a bit of cover, and all of a sudden it decides not to be really keen. It has ran a decent race. I think Reese Clutter. When I'm struggling to get my words out, Reese Clutterbuck is not a surname you really want to be trying to say. So when Reese Clutterbuck rode it one time, it was prominent, and it didn't. Although it weakened towards the end, it didn't actually pull hard. So it can run a race where it's not always keen. If they can bury it away and it's not keen, you might see it run a much better race. The next selection is Mighty Real at 20 to 1 in the 5.35 at Doncaster. It's been a while since I picked this. I can't exactly remember why I picked it. I think it's a 2-year-old that actually ran. I'll tell you what it is. It's a 2-year-old that ran okay. Can't remember the trainer. I'm not going to go into the trainer now. But it was 10 to 1. In fact, I think it was Jack Jones. It was 10 to 1 at Goodwood on soft ground. It showed a lot of speed before it faded. Well, the first 2 that ran in that race received quite a relatively high racing post rating. The fact this horse was 10 to 1, maybe they're thinking it was showing a little bit of something at home. Well, 20 to 1 for this horse in this race, it's a poor race. And I'm just thinking, testing my luck, could it run a decent race? Will it come on for the run? Will the better ground suit it? Well, let's see. I think it's good to firm at Doncaster. So I just think it's an interesting horse. Indian Sounds at 25 to 1 in the 2 minutes past 6 at Thirsk, paying 6 places instead of 4. This horse encounters fast ground again after being messed around with on soft ground, good to soft, even occasionally quickish ground, the all-weather. And I'm thinking, I believe the high draw will suit it. As always remember what I said, well, not always remember, take it for what you want to take it as, but Paul Midgley, if he's got 3 in a race, do not think the shortest price is probably the most fancied horse. Indian Sounds, I think he's got 3 or 4 in this race. I wouldn't put you off perming his horses together in a small combination forecast and tricast. I might even do that if we've had a good day towards the end. So just remember that, because I might be claiming that as a bit of a profit if it actually happens. So I might even have, if we've had a profitable day so far, I might even include this horse in small forecast and tricast in this race, because I know what Paul Midgley does with his sprinting handicappers. But this horse is drawn high, and although they do come to the near side, which is high on slow ground, they also come across on quick ground. So it's quite interesting. I think it's got a chance. This horse does know how to win. Right, the final selection is Cyclonite at 5-1 in the 7 minutes past 6 race at Doncaster. And it's our friend of the channel. It's James Ferguson again. Well, he had a winner for us. Was it Bagdoor? I'm sure that was his horse. But he also had a winner today for us. 14-1, back right into 7-2. I'm not sure what price it returned at. I know it touched fours. The last runner that we had on the day on Friday, could James Ferguson also get us another winner on Saturday? So it's Cyclonite at 5-1 in the 7 minutes past 6 race at Doncaster. I may well be putting another video out come dinner time tomorrow if I fancy anything on. Well, I will be having a bet on the football, so I don't think I've forgotten the football. So there may well be another video about dinner time on Saturday. If there isn't, come back to look at the comment section and the description, where I'll be giving out my opinion on on Sunday's football selections. So, as I said, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description. There'll be nobody here after 11 and a half minutes. So I'm talking to myself now. So if you give me a like, a subscribe, a share, a comment if you wish. I really appreciate everybody's feedback, all the 63 likes today so far on Friday's video. Really appreciate that. So, the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.